Hey, Brian.
Yeah.
You know what really grinds my gears?
What?
A lot of things, for sure. Specifically today, songs that have intros that go super hard
Okay.
and then just disappoint you.
Just leave you hanging?
Just leave you hanging, or they switch it up. They trick you. They gaslight you, right?
I hate being tricked.
Man. So today we're going to talk about some of the worst perpetrators of this specific thing.
I feel like these are going to be hot takes.
Some of these, I'm going to start off with like a super hot take.
Piping hot?
Actually, piping hot. This video is sponsored by Phoenix Pro, which is why we're using these amazing microphones. We'll talk more about this in a second. But first of all, I want you to comment what you think. I never engage with people. I never ask for engagement. This time, I want to hear people's thoughts on this because we thought about this for like a hard 20 minutes.
At least.
And came up with a pretty robust catalog.
Yeah, I think we did well for the amount of time we put into it.
But you need to help us out. Maybe we'll do a follow-up with a user-generated intros that go hard and then leave you disappointed.
Or just switch it, you know.
Sure,
just,
yeah,
you know,
yeah.
you didn't, it wasn't what you thought it was going to be.
Yeah, just a dirty trick.
Maybe it gets better. Maybe you can fill us in some of those.
I'm going to start off piping hot.
Okay.
Right? Greatest band of all time, Led Zeppelin. Whole Lot of Love kind of sucks. I'm sorry. It's the greatest riff of all time. It's like, oh my gosh, I'm so ready. And then it just kind of turns into like an acid trippy part that just like, we can't just do this riff for 3.5 minutes. We could do the riff for 1.5 minutes. Acid trip, come back to the riff. It's just the riff. Do you agree? You agree with this?
No, I mean, it's
you
just,
don't.
I don't. Yes.
Okay, yeah.
I agree with this.
So again, I think Led Zeppelin is the greatest band of all time. I think that might be the greatest riff of all time. But the song "Whole Lot of Love" ultimately disappoints. Now, the actual worst Zeppelin perpetrator of this.
Oh, that's not the worst?
Well, I think that's the hottest one because people know that.
Okay.
Moby Dick is the worst one ever. Right? It's like the great, it's like, oh, here we go. I'm getting so ready for this. And then it's like, psych, it's a super long drum solo. Tricked you, there's actually no words even.
You don't want to just listen to a super long Bonham drum solo?
I mean, sometimes I do, but I want to know that's what I'm getting into. I don't want Jimmy Page to set
Bait
me
and
up.
switched.
It is a total bait and switch, man. It's like some pyramid scam thing. They get you in with like some free coupons for groceries, and then you're just listening to like an epic drum solo that never stops. And even the greatest drummer of all time, like I didn't sign up for a drum solo. No one ever signs up for a drum solo.
Yeah, nobody really wants to hear a drum solo.
Yeah, right.
It's like a bass solo. It's not.
And it has to be contextual at best. But like, yeah, Moby Dick. I'm sorry, Brian. You got something? You got one for us?
Yeah. Let's see. I'll pull it up and we can experience these. Okay, so.
Yeah, because yours are kind of deeper take. That I feel like everyone knows Whole Lot of Love, and most people know Moby Dick, but.
These two that I'm going to share, they kind of have the same problem occurs to me. So the first one we're going to do One of These Nights, Eagles.
Ooh.
Right? You're thinking like, this is kind of cinematic. It's kind of captivating.
I'm
It's
in for
dark.
something
That
good.
bass riff is like sick.
It's like slinky.
And then
It's
you
like-
get, and it's like, oh my, like this is going to be epic. Right? Those like harmonized guitars come in and you're like, dude,
setting the stage for
this is
something
gonna
really
be
good. Yeah.
insane.
Uh-huh.
And then
What happens next?
frickin' disco beat. Frickin' disco beat BS. I'm sorry, dude.
That's tough. That's
That might be a hot take, but I feel like I just got,
You just got bamboozled.
I got bamboozled by a disco beat.
Yeah,
I thought it was going to be just like heavy, cinematic.
It's one thing for a drum solo to surprise you, and you're like, "Well, I see what this is." But when you get like a smooth intro like that, and then a disco song comes in,
Yeah.
nah, dude.
And so, same complaint with this next one I got. I got
let's hear another. Oh, I
The
know.
Stranger
I know this one.
by Billy Joel.
Who we just saw release his new song at the Grammys. Yeah. That's.
And so you're just like, hey, this is okay. It's telling a story.
I'm already feeling like a lot of feelings.
You're like,
I'm
this is
remembering
nice.
things
You're like,
from
this
long
is nice.
ago. Yeah.
Brings up all kinds of emotions and sentiments.
Stirring a lot in my heart right now.
And then bro starts whistling, and you're like, man, this is. I mean, you're like, this is kind of
I'm into it. This is
like
creative,
this is new,
original, but still
like-
familiar in a certain way. Yeah.
And then we can just fast forward to
Yeah.
disco beat, another disco beat. Like the guitar riff is cool, but it's a frickin' disco beat again.
Sounds like that. It sounds like these disco songs are really doing you a disservice.
I think it's like there was this era, right, where it's like all these really cool artists, they were just, at peace, making cool music, right? Kind of like classic AM radio rock of the 60s and the 70s. And then disco came along and the labels were like, guys,
It was like, hey, I like the intro.
I like the intro, but you think we could maybe add a disco beat?
What do you think, Billy? Huh? Billy?
And then that's what
Don?
happened.
Don?
Don?
How about the disco, huh?
He probably liked that disco
Yeah,
beat.
he probably started it. That's some typical Don Henley BS. It's a bad deal. It's a bad deal when you sign up for that and you get a disco beat.
That's all I'm saying.
It's a great deal.
What?
These microphones
Oh, yeah,
right
tell
here.
us about
So
them.
these are so inexpensive. They're on sale right now.
Okay.
We have 2 mics, handheld, battery powered, that go into one receiver. So these are like invaluable to have, even just to have in like if you're gigging, especially if you're like a wedding DJ or something, you need these just because you never know when you have to give some joker a microphone. Whatever.
And I plug these in just with a 1/4 inch, so it'll
Quarter inch.
go into anything, go into a freaking guitar amp
Yeah,
if you need
right.
it to, right?
Yeah, they're just like perfect break in case of emergency. I just need to amplify this, whatever. 2 mics,
Yeah.
dual mics into one thing. Super cheap. Phoenix Pro. Come on. They do it. They do it right.
It was great.
Yeah. They don't gaslight you. Like this
No.
next artist I'm gonna bring up.
Okay.
A legend of the game.
Okay.
Paul Simon.
What did he do?
Paul Simon, dude.
Now what did he do?
I don't even know if this is just a musical intro. This is like a full song, and he does this a couple times. He's guilty of this a lot. 50 Ways to Leave Your Lover.
Okay.
What a jam. You got Steve Gadd coming in with like the nastiest drum intro ever. Then it comes in with like this just beautiful. Do I have to play 50 Ways?
I
All
think
right.
you probably need to share.
All right, let me share for people who are not familiar with this. And this I don't even think. Gosh. Greatest drum groove ever.
Not disco.
It's just like, what is happening? Oh, Steve, hit it. Every drummer needs to learn this. Beautiful acoustic guitar. I could listen to this forever.
I love it.
So good. And then even vocally. Beautiful vocals. 50 ways to leave your lover. It's like, oh, I just want to hear more of this. I need more. Paul, tell me about the 50 ways.
A disco beat. A frickin' disco beat. Are you kidding me?
Get on the bus, Gus. It's like, it's beautiful, it's sensitive, it's evocative, and then we get on the bus,
I
Gus.
feel like the whole theme of this is when you get tricked into a disco beat.
Maybe it really is.
Really?
I cannot say. I feel like 50 Ways to Leave Your Lover would have been one of my favorite songs of all time if it just would have stayed the lane and just had a B part that's somewhat familiar to the A part. And he just turns it into
Nope.
And I don't even know if disco's. I don't even know what that is. It's like almost like a hoedown type thing. Paul Simon.
No, it's that disco hi-hat.
I wonder if Steve Gadd was about that, or if he's just like, you sure about this, bud? You sure about this? He does the same thing in Still Crazy After All These Years. Like, great verse. And then it's like, 4 in the morning. And it goes on this, like, wild, this wild ride. It's like, Paul, chill, bro. Just keep it here. You're so good right here. Why are we... Anyway, that's my next one. You got another one?
I feel like, okay, so Crazy Train. Like, iconic guitar intro.
Sure.
Like,
Maybe the best of all time.
classic, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Everyone wants, everyone's got to kind of learn that intro,
Sure.
right? And then it kind of just gets into this weird crazy major like it.
Yeah, it becomes super It's like
It got yeah.
it goes from being the song that defines F sharp minor. Honestly,
So yeah,
right?
so dark.
Like
this is gonna go hard.
And then it's like, hey guys, A major.
Crazy.
But that's how it goes. It's like grab your best friend. Yeah, crazy train. Why does it do that? And it's like, and even then, like the guitar parts for that are still cool. For the major part, it's like the greatest major part, but it's so different than the minor.
Like I thought,
part.
I'm like, oh, this is like Black Sabbath, man. Like, come on, I want like where like, we're brooding.
Two totally different.
I got bamboozled.
Bamboozled again, not in a disco way, but in a very like. Not Black Sabbath way, not Ozzy, like
exactly. We're not chewing bats' heads off.
Yeah, no. To A major.
Yeah,
no. You know, Dio wouldn't do that to us. Dio would never.
Dio would never.
That's for sure. All right, I guess I got another artist specifically.
Okay.
Every Sufjan Stevens song ever, like literally every Sufjan Stevens song. I don't know why, but like, and this could not be his fault. It's like one of those things where everyone's like, "Oh, you would love this artist," right? The more someone tells me that, the more I don't want to like them.
Okay.
Do you have that? That could just be me being a hater.
No, I feel like that happens a lot.
Okay.
I mean, that's just typical, right?
Sure.
Like, oh, you got to listen to this, and you're listening, and then you have to listen to it like with them, and then it's just like,
and then they're like looking at you while you're listening to it, and it's like,
oh man,
this sucks. Yeah.
Honestly, because I think that the music that elicits that strong, oh, you got to check out so and so, is always music that takes a long time to actually appreciate. Like it's never going to be like a first listen,
you're good to go,
kind of thing, and you're going to like kind of be like confused and it's like the stuff I feel like that resonates the most with people, like they've lived with, and
Sure.
it is actually freaking great, and then you hear it and you're kind of like, cool,
Thanks for
oh, I'm loving this,
and now you've put this pressure on me, and now I hate not you for it, but the artist. It's the artist's fault. Right?
That's Sufjan.
That's
for you.
Sufjan. Sufjan. However you say his dumb name.
Sufjan.
It's Sufjan Stevens. Yeah, it's like I've had this happen multiple times where people try to get me to listen to it. I'm like, it's not really my jam, but cool, whatever. And then I'll have like playlists pop up, and I'm like, oh, this intro's tight. Like, this is so good. There's a high effort, very musical intro. And then it tricks me into being Sufjan Stevens every time. Every time it does this.
I don't mind him, but I know I get you know, it's like it's got this really cool kind of like high school marching band kind of like intro kind of thing, you know? And then you're like, oh, this is kind of like cool and cinematic, and then it goes into kind of like a folk song
about some small city in the Midwest. It's like,
I don't like cool, I said, I like Sufjan.
Like him so much you can't even pronounce his name?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Cool.
You know.
Anyways, those are
related to Cat Stevens.
That's not sure about that one.
No.
But I got another one that might be a hot take. Roundabout, yes.
Okay.
I was like, great intro. Absolutely great intro. Amazing. And then you get to the song and it's just kind of like, okay.
Not feeling it.
Yeah, not feeling it. I mean, it's
the
fine.
Yes fan in the world.
There's something about just let's name our band Yes. Right? Like that's a bold choice.
That was the era though.
Yes.
There wasn't, I feel like here's the thing. This is a tangent, but so right, like pre-internet, like there was, you could kind of get away with naming your band, like not every band name was taken. Now every band name is taken because there's like 5 million albums uploaded every single day. And sort of that establishes that sort of, I don't know if you call it a trademark or sort of like it just,
right.
That's in the world. And so now everybody has to spell their name like without vowels, or like adding extra freaking consonants or two V's or a W.
I was just thinking always.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
But back back in the 70s, you could just be like calling our act Yes.
Never been done before.
Never been done before.
I like it.
you know.
Great.
And there's a lot of those, like bread.
America.
Exactly, America.
Yeah, like, yeah, sure.
You couldn't do that now.
Cool.
Like,
Yeah.
you
No.
know.
That's
100 people have done like a trap project called America, and
Yeah,
it's probably you know on Spotify.
in every single iteration of the spelling
yes,
and whatever, you know. Anyways, those are some of the hardest intros
hardest intros.
that turn into disco songs or disappoint you. Let us know in the comments, please. What did we miss? Maybe we'll do a follow-up where we talk about the viewers'
Maybe you
thoughts on this.
like the disco part, and you hate the intro, and you think we're crazy.
Yeah, maybe you're like, I think you just listed the best songs ever with the worst intros.
Right.
You know, potato, potato. That's it.
We're open to critique here.
Well, thank you, Brian, for helping me out. Check out his channel, his video game composer. They got some of the best soundtrack stuff on the internet that you can listen to.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, And thank you to Phoenix Pro for sponsoring. Get yourself some of these awesome PDP microphones with the 1/4-inch input. So easy to have, so useful. You'll never know when these come in handy, but when they do, you'll be thankful that we were here to show them off.
Thanks.